Okay, friends, so I started reading you a book, the one that we just went over with The Good Egg, and we looked at what we thought was going to go on just by the pictures. So whenever we're doing that, that's a reading strategy, and we're going to make sure that as we're reading along, we really want to paint a picture in our head of what we think the story's going on based on the pictures, and that helps us to understand what is actually going on in the book. So as you're reading, I want you to always make sure that you are creating like a comic book story in your brain. That way you can understand what's going on in the story. That's what great readers do. So now I'm going to read this book. I'm going to start from the beginning because I got interrupted. And I'm going to read to you this book, The Good Egg. And I want you to check and see if this is really what story you put together in your head, and see if it helped you to come up with what you thought the story was going to be about. Oh, hello. I was just rescuing this cat. Know why? Because I'm a good egg. A very good egg. It's true. I do all kinds of things like I'll carry your groceries, I'll water your plants, I'll change your tires, I'll paint your house. If you need any help whatsoever, I'm your egg. I've always been a good egg. It's been this way from the start, even in my earliest days, back at the store. There were a dozen of us living together under one recycled roof. There was Meg and Peg and Greg and Clegg and Shell and Shelly and Sheldon and Shelby and Egbert and Frank and other Frank. The other 11 eggs weren't on their best behavior. They weren't exactly good. They ignored their bedtime. They only ate sugary cereal. They threw tantrums. They cried for no reason. They broke their stuff on purpose. Meanwhile, I tried to take charge. I tried to fix their bad behavior. I tried to keep the peace because I was a good egg. A very good egg. They definitely don't look like they're being good eggs. Nobody seemed to care, though. Every night, I was exhausted. My head felt scrambled. Then, one fateful morning, I noticed some cracks in my shell. Yikes! He's got a little sign on his bottom that says, "Kick me." That's pretty sad. They were everywhere. Cracks are everywhere. My doctor said it was from all the pressure I was putting on myself. The pressure of making sure everybody was as good as me. So he's taken all the pressure from everybody else. And it's hurting him. I was cracking up. Literally. Something had to change. I had enough. I told Meg and Peg and Greg and Clegg and Shell and Shelly and Sheldon and Shelby and Egbert and Frank and other Frank that I was leaving. I can't be the only good egg in a bad carton, I said. Blah, 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 they replied. I left that night. I wandered from town to town. The hours became days. The days became weeks. I lost track of time. He's even growing a beard. I was alone. He's trying to draw some eggs on rocks. Out there on the road, under the stars, I really tried to focus on myself. And what I needed. So, he's not really thinking about trying to keep everybody else safe and trying to make sure everybody else is doing the right thing. He's really just worried about him right now. I took walks I read books. I floated in the river. I wrote in my journal. I found simple moments to be quiet. I breathed in. I breathed out. I even started painting. For once, I found time for me. And guess what? Little by little, the cracks in my shell started to heal. My head no longer felt scrambled. It can be really hard when you're worried about everybody else. Sometimes you might start to lose you, and it might start to get overwhelming to worry about so many different things. Sometimes even if you're worrying about other things like schoolwork or things that you have going on, if your bike broke or something else, things that you can't control, or maybe even you're worried about not being at school right now, but those aren't things you control. Things that you can't control are how you feel, like trying to make yourself feel better, doing one little thing at a time, and taking deep breaths in and out, and enjoying things like the little egg did. He's trying to do things that he knows makes him happy. I started to feel like myself again. He's relaxed. Look at his head. So I've made a big decision. I'm returning to my old carton and my friends. Besides, kind of lonely out there. This time, I know what I need to do. I'll try not to worry so much. I'll be good to my fellow eggs while also being good to myself. Here we go. Everybody missed me, and I missed them too. Hello, Meg. Howdy, Peg. Hey, Greg. Greetings, Clegg. What's up, Shell? Aloha, Shelly. Hey, old Sheldon. Hi, Shelby. Good day, Egbert. What's happening, Frank? Howdy do, other Frank. Sure, every once in a while, somebody's still a little bit bad. But it's not like before. Here's what I realized. The other eggs aren't perfect. And I don't have to be either. I'm okay with that. Yep, the old carton is back together. We're a solid dozen again. And it's good to be home. So I want you to think for a minute. Was this story what you thought it was going to be? Whenever you looked at the pictures, did it help you to figure out what was going on? And also, what did you learn from this story? Is there sometimes when maybe you might tattle on your brothers or sisters or your friends at school and you really honestly are worried about them? Maybe they're going to get hurt. Maybe they're going to be doing the wrong thing. Maybe they're going to be getting in trouble. And you really are worried about everything else and everybody else, and it just stresses you out. Sometimes maybe you might just, or you're worried about you doing the wrong thing and you getting in trouble, and worried if you're going to mess things up when you do your work, or if you're going to not ride your bike right, or anything. I want you to just take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. And just let it go. Be like Elsa and let it go. Because it's okay to mess up. Mizagura messes up. And that's okay. Because we know that when we mess up, guess what? That's when our brain grows. So I like it when I mess up. I like it when you mess up. The thing that we want to happen is we want our brain to grow, and we want to learn from those mistakes. If you don't learn from those mistakes and keep trying, mistakes aren't really doing us any good. So it's okay if you mess up and do the wrong thing sometimes, as long as you take a deep breath and you keep trying. So this egg knew that he had to just let go of some of those worries and some of that stress and know he's not perfect, his friends aren't perfect, and that's okay. I had so much fun with you guys today. I hope that all of you are able to just take a deep breath, have some fun, and not worry today. I'll see you tomorrow, friends. Love you.